Marie, put the knife down. Marie. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are new here and you clicked on this video by accident, on purpose, whatever it is, just come. That's a hug from me to you, telling you welcome, and make the conscious decision to stay on this channel. I do literally everything, okay? And for those of you who are my new subscribers, hi, welcome to my channel. Thank you for deciding to join my family. I take family very serious, and so you are like blood to me, and I want you to know that I love you and thank you. With that being said, please, if you have a video suggestion or something that you want me to record about, talk about, anything of that sort, please do not be shy and leave it in any one of my videos comment section, okay? I check those almost every day. I get back to them as fast as I can, and please, okay, I want to interact with you guys. I want to love on you some more, but I need to know how by hearing your feedback, okay? So before I get started, I'm going to show you this sexy string shirt, yes, that I sell on my boutique. The shop icon should be on my original YouTube page if you want to purchase it, please. So I'm here by popular demand, kind of, sort of. Folks wanted to hear my review on Malcom and Marie, or I asked folks, hey, are y'all interested? And they said yes, and so here I am. Here we go. So, what the holy hell, okay? Like, I done been in so many relationships in my life. I know when two people need therapy together and two people need therapy separately, because baby, it was a lot going on in that film. But before we go any further, I am not a film critic. Do you hear me? I'm not a film critic. I am not a film critic. I don't do it for a living. I'm just chiming in on something that I feel very strongly about, okay? So, Malcom and Marie is a film on Netflix starring Zendaya and I think his name is John Washington. He is the son of Denzel Washington. I have never seen John act in any movie prior to this, and can we all agree, like, we watched the film because Zendaya was in the film and it had a really attractive thumbnail. At least for me, I was just like, ooh, gotta see that. But if you're a person who has like very high senses when it comes to profanity, do be advised there's a lot of that thrown around. And when it comes to profanity, like, I don't really use it, but I feel like it, like, putting it in films and things to bring across a message, it's really real. Like, I think it's super authentic, it's super transparent, and you know, I liked it. I'm just saying, like, if you are that type of person, do be advised, you may or may not want to watch it, or you may want to be, you know, cautious or whatever. So the movie was shot in black and white. Why is that significant? I feel like because the directors decided to blur out the color, it heightened like our senses as viewers to pay attention to what's going on with two individuals, okay? The movie was shot in one vicinity. Like, they stayed in the house the entire time, with an exception to one part of it where it was, I kind of like questioned the motive, because like, why would you have her go outside to use the bathroom? Like, it was stupid. But for the most part, it's in the same area, okay? And the movie started off real nice and strong. Like, you saw Malcom coming in. He was very excited because he's a film director, and he was just super happy about this project that he put together, right? And in my mind, I'm like, if my husband or boyfriend is telling me about his accomplishments, regardless of how I feel in the moment, I know it's going to lead to an argument if I don't, I don't know, embrace him or stay on whatever level he's at. Because I feel like he was on 10 and she was on literally -1, okay? Like, he's over here bragging, wow, did you see the faces of the people? They really love my film, blah, blah, blah. And she's outside smoking a cigarette. So then John, oh yeah, well, I'm calling him John like we're friends. But then Malcom, he eventually realizes what's going on, and he starts to, I don't know, like, kind of like he starts lowering. Like, you could feel the energy of him like lowering, okay? And then she was just making him dinner, like mac and cheese, right? And that's when things started spiraling out of control, because he's eating his mac and cheese and she's like in a completely different place. Then a couple minutes later, we learned that you know, she was upset because he didn't thank her. He thanked his third grade teacher and didn't thank her. Now in my mind, I was like, okay, well, maybe, just maybe. And I feel like most men are that way. Like they feel like if y'all are together, then you should already know that I'm grateful and I'm thankful for you. Like I don't have to tell you that, you know. Like if I go up on a public platform, I don't have to mention, oh, thank you God for my beautiful wife who is my inspiration or whatever. Like you just kind of think of everyone who actually made the moving picture come to life. I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like, not that he didn't owe her a thank you, but I feel like it wasn't that big of a deal in the beginning. And then I started seeing that he made the movie about her, y'all. Like he literally made the movie about her and her life and her struggle. And now this movie is being praised. Absolutely, she deserves a thank you. Are you serious? And then he kind of like brushed it off. And I felt like that's why the movie kept on going, where it was just like, okay, well, they're not understanding each other. Like they're talking, but they're not understanding each other. And like they want to move forward, but not really, because there were times where Malcom would, you know, come up and then be all lovey-dovey, and then the music that he's playing, and he's trying. And that's why I got pissed at her, because I'm just like, yo, he's trying his very best in order to move on, to move forward. And you're sitting here like reverting to being petty. Like how you gonna come out the room and say, oh yeah, you talking all this mess with the mac and cheese that I made you? Like, sis, really? Like, come on. So it came off as, oh, he was ungrateful because he's eating her mac and cheese, and then criticizing her in the same respect. And then, to my understanding, Malcom and Marie had an understanding where they were before they got into the house, because he said, oh, I thought you said you were over the situation. And she goes, oh, well, I changed my mind. And I'm like, okay, that's completely toxic. Like, you don't do that. If you tell him something is okay in the moment, you should have, why are you bringing it back up again? Like, it's over with. But then I think of myself when I was young. I'm talking about when I was young, like I'm 40. But when I was young, and I used to be super stubborn because I felt like even though I said it was okay, it wasn't quite dealt with. You get what I'm saying? So that's when I was like, you know what, just shut off the whole thing. They both need therapy together and separate. And then things started getting deeper. Boom. They started showing us how Malcom and Marie, they were in a relationship for a very long time. And, you know, Marie struggled with addiction and she was trying to get herself together. And they were dating. But some part of that, it was just kind of like, I don't know, miscommunicated, or they took a break or something, where she felt like it was okay to explore the world. I'd say explore the world. And he threw that back in her face, like, oh, like, wasn't I there for you when this, that, and the third? And she was just like, yeah, you were there for me because I was your charity case. Like, I was something for you to write about. And that's the big picture. The big picture is the fact that he literally is basing all of his wealth, all of the accomplishment, all of whatever he got going on is literally attributed to her. She is the one who did all the work the whole time. Like, she is the star. She is the muse in his piece. And how dare you not do the least by saying a thank you, okay? And then she started saying, like, I feel like you don't see me because you don't even say that I look nice in my dress. And then we got to another issue. Now, I already started getting annoyed because I'm just like, they are obviously like, they need help. Like, they need genuine help with communication and speaking and listening, because they both are just talking and talking and talking. At some point, stuff started quieting down where it felt like the message was being received on one end or the other, but it wasn't. Because how are you going to tell me there has to be another fight before the end of the movie where she goes, oh, can I ask you a question without you being mad? And he's like, okay, what's the question? And she's like, oh, why didn't you cast me? I literally threw up my arm in the air and I was like, what is her problem? Like, he's trying to move on. Can y'all just have a peaceful night for the rest of the night? And then I remembered. Only mature people, or people who are not toxic, or people who care about their relationship, are able to come to a mutual agreement and just let it go together. Because when she let it go, he didn't let it go. When he let it go, she didn't let it go. Hell, she had it the whole night, because she had me when she came outside playing that song by, I think it was like, I forgot her name. but it was just a song about leave him, and she's singing the lyrics out loud, smoking her cigarette. Like, girl, what you doing? Do you want this relationship? Like, if you want the relationship to work, y'all have to make it work together. It will not work if the both of y'all are just going to and nail at each other. And then she said, why didn't you cast me? And then he got mad all over again. And he was just like, you know what? Like, you need to take responsibility for your life, and you need to pick up, and you need to just keep moving. That's what everybody else in the world is doing. And I feel like he was right for telling her that, but the way he said it was just super hurtful. I felt like he literally, like, tore her into pieces in that scene. Okay? Into pieces in that scene. And then he explained, which got me more mad at her, okay? He said, you had an audition. You blew the audition for whatever reason, because I felt like she probably felt entitled, or that he was gonna choose her anyway, or whatever the situation was, but she didn't give her 100% in the audition, and so he decided to go with another actress. So in that case, I don't feel like it was his fault not to cast you. You didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? And then she got real frustrated, and then that's when I started seeing myself. So she pulled the knife. Her pulling the knife, I don't think she meant to hurt him in that scene. I felt like it was, I'm serious. I'm serious. Like, now I'm serious. I am serious. I went through a lot in life. This is where the relationship is. Obviously, I want it to work because I'm still here fighting with you, and I don't feel like you're hearing me. So let me take this knife so I can show you that I'm dead serious, okay? And he got shook. I tell you, he was shook at y'all. He was holding. He was like, Marie, put the knife down. Marie. Y'all, I was just like, what is she doing? But I completely get it. I get it. Because I know, sister, you can't sit there and tell me that you haven't had a moment where you just felt like just knocking him out. Because I get there all the time, okay? And brother, I know you can't sit there telling me that no woman has ever showed you that they were dead serious by pulling something on you want, or just like knocking you, okay? Because y'all don't take women's feelings into consideration. Y'all are so insensitive, and I don't think it's coming from a mean place or a voluntary place. I think it's coming from a uneducated place. Like, if you're gonna be with a woman, it is your duty, it is your responsibility to learn that woman, know what takes her off or makes her happy, and with that knowledge, you should know what to and what not to do. So Malcom, in that situation, he completely like, it was a lot, okay? And then I started becoming happy because the movie ended where he kind of apologized, and then she turned off the light switch and he said thank you. So from my understanding, the entire movie was just about two people in a very complicated relationship trying to make it work, but don't have the words to fix the bruises, or don't have the words to mend what, I don't know, like, to mend what's been happening. Because I feel like all those emotions that we saw in that hour and how many minutes is like, it's a result of all the bottled up emotion that Marie and Malcom had, because he had a lot to say, honey, when it was time for him to say stuff. And I felt like he was very open. Like, he wasn't like most dudes where they're just like, ah, whatever, you'll get over it, not this again, and just kind of storm off. I felt like he was very mature and like being a man, and you know, wanting to make it work. Granted, he wasn't hearing nothing. Like, I feel like they were just both talking and no one was listening, but he still like, you know, stated his piece. Because I don't know where this myth come from, but men don't like to talk. If you're gonna be married to me, we're gonna have conversations. If y'all who are watching this video is gonna be married to my sisters, y'all are gonna be communicating. You know, I'm so sorry. Like, it's part of making stuff work. You have to communicate. There is no babies in this situation. You are grown, I'm grown. We can sit down, we can have a conversation, honey. We adults, you know. And I feel like that's all, and that's all they needed, just so one person can speak and the other person could genuinely listen, you know, and not allow it to get to the point where it's a whole blowing up situation where she genuinely did not care. Like, you saw Zendaya, I saw a woman who just was ready to give it up, but still feels the hurt of, you know, wasted time. That's how I felt. I felt like she genuinely wanted to give up. Like she was on, like, let's say giving up was right here. She was here. She was taking back her feelings, taking back her emotions, trying to remind herself why she don't care and why she should give up the situation. And she kept fighting. She kept fighting to make the relationship work. So like people said, if you were in a toxic situation, then the movie it comes alive to you. But if that's your situation, I want you to know now that that is not healthy, and sooner or later something bad is going to happen, and all y'all are doing is playing with each other's time. So if you genuinely want to make it work with her, or you genuinely want to make it work with him, y'all need to go seek separate and therapy together. Sorry, not sorry. So that's my opinion on Malcolm and Marie. Like I said, I was very disappointed in Marie because I feel like Malcolm was genuinely trying. Unlike most guys, I felt like Malcolm was genuinely trying. He literally was trying the whole time, and she just kept pushing him off and pushing him off. And that could have been a result of all the time she's tried to speak to him in the past, and he just was not listening, or he don't get it. Because up to now, he still don't get, like, she feels unappreciated. She feels overlooked. She feels as though everything else in the world gets glorified except for her. And that was beautifully shown when he started bugging out about the critics, and she was just on level 0 watching him bug out, and she didn't judge him or anything like that. She was right there, and it just shows one person talking, another person talking, no one listening, message just phew. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for listening to this review, or my opinion, or my reaction. I hope to see you again, and if you want me to make more reactions, let me know. But I get real passionate, okay? So with that being said, thank you, and I'm hoping to see you in my next video.